Ever had a great idea for an app, but then you thought, ugh, I need to learn to code for years? Well, what if I told you that whole idea is kind of outdated now? We're about to see how you can build an incredibly powerful app using, get this, just plain English.
And look, we're not talking about some little toy project here. The app we're going to build a version of is called iScanner. It's a huge deal in the App Store, and it brings in over $4 million a month. Yeah, that's what it pulled in just last month. That's the kind of power we're talking about.
So here's the real mind bender. What if you could build that same kind of sophisticated, high-earning app in around 30 minutes, without you personally writing a single line of code? Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what we're going to do.
So how on earth is this possible? Well, the secret is that the game has completely changed. The old rules of software development have been totally flipped on their head, all thanks to AI tools. The one we're using today is called Cursor, and it basically turns coding into a conversation.
All right, before we jump in and start building, let's get comfortable with the tool itself. You know that feeling when you open new software and it's just a wall of buttons and menus? Yeah, we're going to skip that feeling. Let's do a super quick tour so this all feels familiar.
So, over here on the left, you've got the Explorer. Just think of it like a file cabinet for your project. It's where all the files and folders are organized, so you can easily see the whole structure of your app. Okay, this big space in the middle, that's the editor. This is our main stage. It's where we'll literally watch the AI build and change our app right before our eyes in real time. And on the right, this is the real powerhouse for what we're going today. The AI chat. This is our co-pilot. So instead of us typing complicated code, we're just going to chat with it. Right here. We tell it what we want, and it does the work.
All right, so to really get a feel for this, let's start with a couple of quick, simple examples. This is going to show you just how powerful this text-to-code thing really is. We're going to start with the classic Hello World test to see what this thing can do.
We give it this super simple prompt, just asking for a basic Hello World page. And just like that, a few moments later, not only does it create all the code and files, but it even tells us the exact command to run it. Boom! No digging through documentation, no guessing.
Okay, but here's where it gets really wild. It's not just about text. For this example, they literally just dragged and dropped a screenshot of Spotify's website into the chat and said, make a website that looks like this. And wow, look at this. From one single picture, the AI built a whole interactive website that looks just like Spotify. It understands visual design, not just words.
Okay, warm-up's over. We've seen what it can do with simple stuff. It's time to build that multi-million-dollar app. We're going from a simple web page to a full-blown mobile application. Let's lay down the foundation.
So here's our first big ask, and you'll see the prompt is pretty specific, but it's still just plain English. We're telling it to use React Native and Expo, which is just a fancy way of saying we can build an app that works on both iPhones and Androids all at once, and we're telling it the exact layout we want.
And what do we get back? In literally just a few minutes, the AI spits out this clean, modern-looking app layout. We've got our dashboard, we've got our history section, the whole thing is structured correctly. And just like that, we've got the skeleton of our app, ready for us to add the cool stuff. An app has to actually do something, right? So our next step is to give it some buttons so it can, do things. We ask it to create the upload button and the camera function so a user can actually get a document into the app. Okay, so right now our app can take a picture, but that's about it. It's basically a fancy photo album. It doesn't actually understand what's in the picture. Now it's time to add the real brains of the operation. It's time to add the scan to our scanner.
To make our app smart, we need to connect it to an AI like OpenAI. The way we do that is with something called an API key. The easiest way to think about it is like a special key or a password. It's what lets our app unlock the door to OpenAI's powerful brain and use its text-reading superpower.
So once we have that key plugged in, we give it this much smarter prompt. And look at this. We're not just saying, read the text. We're telling it to be smart about it, to handle different languages, and even to recognize specific things, like a passport, and then format the text to match.
Okay, our app is now seriously powerful. It can scan documents and actually understand them. But to really make it feel like a professional, polished app that people would pay for, it needs a few more touches. We're going to add 3 final features that take it from a cool tool to a real product.
So, with just a few more simple prompts, we're going to knock out 3 key features. First, a document editor, because let's be honest, no scan is ever perfect. Second, we'll let users export their scans as a PDF or an image. And finally, a super important one, a pin lock to keep sensitive documents safe.
Let's just take a quick look at the prompt for that security feature. And again, you can see how being specific really helps. We tell it exactly where to put the feature and exactly how it should work, letting a user pick certain documents and lock them with a pin. And the AI just goes and builds exactly that.
And that's it. There you have it. Just by having a conversation. Basically, we've guided an AI to build a full-blown document scanner. It can take a picture, use OpenAI to understand what it's seeing, let you edit the text to export it, and even lock it down for privacy. A real professional application.
So this really brings us to the most important point of all. For so long, the biggest thing stopping people from creating amazing software was the how. Learning all that complicated code. But what we've just seen is that AI is getting really, really good at handling the how for us. And that leaves us with a much bigger, and honestly, a much more exciting question. When the AI can